Good afternoon. Today I'll continue to be talking about the coronavirus and the latest updates and news. So today I want to talk about the economic package that was passed or agreed upon by Congress in the Senate that was argued for days and days, but this morning it has finally come to an end. And now I just want to summarize the main 5 points of the 619-page package. So the first thing I like to say is that the first benefit is the government will send direct payments to taxpayers. So this was proposed by the Trump administration, and now lawmakers have finally agreed to provide 1,200 in direct payments to taxpayers with incomes up to $75,000 per year. And then they were going to phase out and ending altogether for those earning more than $99,000. And also, as a bonus, families would also receive an additional $500 per child in an attempt to create a safety net, because many people, their jobs and businesses are going to be affected by the pandemic. And as a result, whole families could go bankrupt and they could go homeless. So this is just trying to create a safety net so they wouldn't have to go bankrupt. The second thing I like to talk about is that unemployment benefits will grow substantially and will go to many more Americans. So lawmakers in Congress also agreed to a significant expansion of unemployment benefits, which would extend jobless insurance by 13 weeks and would also include a 4-month enhancement of benefits. And Democrats also insisted to include freelancers, employees, and gig workers, such as, I don't know, maybe Uber drivers, I suppose, could fit into this category. So because many people have already been laid off from their jobs as a result of companies closing down, stores closing down, so these unemployment benefits would also try to basically help those people who are going to be unemployed. Basically, the benefits and the impact are going to the same people as the taxpayers, basically. Yes. So the third main point of the economic package was that small businesses will receive emergency loans if they keep their workers. So the bill provides federally guaranteed loans which would be available to community banks and to small businesses, which would in turn pledge not to lay off their workers. The loans will be available during an emergency period ending June 30th and would be forgiven if the employer continued to pay workers for the duration of the crisis. Basically, if the employer for some reason can't pay back the loan, they would be forgiven if they had paid the workers throughout the entire process. This would be a broad general agreement that small businesses in this country will not be able to survive unless there's extraordinary assistance. So their goal in Congress is to keep employees connected to their employers, so people aren't just having to stay home and aren't feeling the stress of being laid off. So there's also a point that many people, because they're so scared of being laid off or being fired, that they would still go to work even if it is a really dangerous area, like maybe it is a cluster of people, but they still have to go to work because they're so scared that they could get laid off, and maybe they would catch the coronavirus in return. That's just really dangerous because then this person could spread it out to others. And so this is also another point adding to the small businesses. The next point is that the distressed companies can receive government bailouts. So loans for distressed companies would come from a $425 billion fund controlled by the Federal Reserve, and an additional $75 billion would also be available for industry-specific loans, which I would assume would be available for airlines and hotels. So I think this is a point I recall that both Democrats and Republicans argued furiously about, because grand memories of, I think, the Wall Street bailout which activists in both parties came to regard as a flawed program, benefit the rich corporations at the expense of American workers. So because of these that event, I think lawmakers were just trying to make it as best as it could. The fifth point is that hospitals staggering under the burden of the coronavirus would receive aid. So the agreement also includes $100 billion for hospitals and health systems across the nation. It would also include billions more to furnish personal protective equipment, increased for healthcare workers, testing supplies, and new construction. These equipment would include such as shortage of medical equipment right now, such as ventilators, which the health workers desperately need to keep people alive. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good day.